Hello, everybody. My name is Ryunn Eldred, and I am here with Razgriz, the BossFoss, and I'd like to welcome you all to the R&R podcast. If you guys are listening to this through any of your podcast listening streaming services like Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, we just want to let you know there is a video format version that you can watch here on the Ryunn Eldred YouTube channel. That is RYUNN space ELDRED. You can find that on YouTube, where you can find the vidcast version of this, where you can see my lovely face and the the drinking corner backdrop on me and the NerdgazmicGoodfellas backdrop on David there. We'll just jump into a quick little update. We'll start off with just how we're doing. David, care to give us just a brief one, since we're going to be doing this again for the drinking corner? Just how are you right now?
I I'm okay. I'm still standing. I have a bit of a headache, and it's the end of my I'm about to go on vacation, but
Yeah, I was kind of curious about that when you guys started your winter break.
yes, well, that is going to be next week is finals. And then after finals, we're free for a little
Nice.
bit.
To give a quick update on how I'm doing before we jump into the thick of this episode, I am frustrated. I've been a little bit on the depresso espresso side, or espresso depresso, however you want to word it. But excited that we are going to be doing the holiday Jeopardy on the drinking corner. Thanks to ItsYaBoi coming in clutch and actually coming through for us. So
Yes.
to just give a quick little update, we're working on stuff again. Winter break's coming. David's gonna have a small little brief break from his job for like a week or 2 weeks.
It will be 2 weeks, yes.
So that's gonna be good. We'll be able to get some stuff done there. I have a couple of ideas of stuff I want to do with the group channel with you, so that frees up a little bit of time, even though I know you're gonna be visiting family. We'll work a way around it and talk more about it in the coming days. Um, Anything you would like to say you're bringing to the channel? Are you planning to do any more live streams of the bureau or anything like that?
At some point, yes. Right now, because of how hectic and crazy life has gotten, I am not, which I did get a notification from Streamlabs letting me know that I need to do a stream. So there will be more content soon. It's just more of I need to get my stuff under control once again.
Yeah. In terms for me, we will be starting season 3 of The Walking Dead here relatively soon. For those of whom who enjoy watching the Let's Plays there on the channel, I've been testing out my new internet to see how well streaming goes for that, because I would like to continue to do the series through Twitch, just because it takes a lot off of the editing process. But as you can see through the last couple of episodes that were posted of season 2 of The Walking Dead, there has been a bit of a video audio delay, which has been a bitch to kind of go through and edit, because it just takes an extreme amount of time consuming editing to get that all lined up, because I have to like spam every 3 seconds, delete like a second and a half worth of like audio clips to realign it to rematch up. Have multiple copies of the audio file, so that way I could like keep splicing to filling gaps. It was a hell of a process, and that's why there hasn't been a Walking Dead episode in a good little bit. As well as the last 2 episodes of mine and David's State of Decay playthrough are going to be coming up soon. I just got done editing the second to last episode. Um, Maybe, I don't know. I have to talk to Chris, because I doubt Mr. Retro will join us for it. But there is a holiday event for the Outlast trials, as well as a couple of new trials that they threw in with like new bosses and stuff. So I don't know how we all feel about that. That'll be something we have to talk about later. But that's been something that's been down the pipe dream of it all. And
Yeah.
we're pre me and ItsYaBoi have been pre-recording a game series, which we are now on the second game for out of the series, and we want to at least get through the first two games before we start uploading the content, just so that way it's a continuous upload and we're not having like where we are now where it's like we play for a short stint of time and then we have like 3 months in between the next episode,
Right.
which has been kind of our brick wall in our creative process. Has just been long gaps of time in between stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There are some other Let's Plays now that like me and you practice the PlayStation thing, where I was experimenting with that to see what would be like the best way moving forward with PlayStation games. There is something I want to do that me, you, Chris, and I know John said he wants to be a part of it, but I'm probably not gonna make him a part of it. But we'll talk about that later as well. Well, the Game Awards was the other day. Any fun game trailers you want to talk about from that?
Well, let's
Since the
see.
last like few episodes have been talking about game trailers and game previews and stuff like that, let's continue that running trend.
Yeah, so for me, the trailers that I really actually liked, there was a few trailers I was hoping to see. Unfortunately, they did not come to fruition.
I was really hoping to
Uh,
see something else on Death Stranding.
yeah, I mean I get it. Kojima's wanting to make sure that uh if it's good, it's good, and I want it to be good. So I understand. Um, I was hoping to see something about Death Stranding 2, and then I was hoping that we would finally get more content about Grand Theft Auto 6. Mostly because, and this is the topic that me and you had talked about, I'm worried that at this point, the hype for the game is too big. Some people are starting to just kind of like drop off, like, yeah, whatever, it'll release when it releases. But what I'm worried is that it's being held to such a high standard, and then when it finally releases, it's not going to meet any of the standards that we are now putting forth to it, you know?
Yeah. I feel the same way. It's like it lingers in the back of my head, and as we've been playing GTA, prepping like the GTA R story and everything like that, it's kind of lingered in the back of my head about GTA 6, and I am I'm about where I was with Red Dead Redemption 2. Where it was like when it first got announced, I was really excited, but as it kept coming closer and closer, it was kind of like I felt the same way with Dragon Age Veilguard. And I've been feeling this way a lot with AAA title games where it's like the closer it gets to launch, the more and more I'm just kind of I'm not excited for it. It's not in any way and means like I don't want to play it and I'm not super excited and stoked that it's going to be coming out. It's just they've pumped it up and had us at the edge of our seat for so long. I've done fallen off.
Right.
And I'm just like, just release it already so I can play it. With that being said, it's your boy has joined the call now. He is kind of muted, so we have a few more seconds of R&R before we jump into drinking corner and start recording that. Um, David and I just really wanted to give you guys who listen to the R&R podcast a little update and kind of spend a little bit of time to make something. We didn't have a plan. This was very much spur of the moment. This wasn't a scheduled podcast. We are scheduling something out for next week, the week before Christmas. I don't know if we're going to make it a Christmassy themed episode or not. We'll talk later about it in the week to come. But thank you guys so much for listening to the short little update. Listen to us ramble on about somewhat of the game show and kind of our anticipation for like GTA 6 and stuff. And we look forward to seeing you in next week's episode. Make sure you drop by and check out the drinking corner. We're going to be having Holiday
Oh,
Jeopardy
shit.
where
Shoot.
it's your boy Chris and I will be competing head to head. What are you saying shit on, David?
Dude,
What?
the to finish answering the question, I just realized I forgot to actually answer it. Uh, I really enjoyed the Outer Worlds 2 trailer. That was just comedy, pure comedy.
I loved it
And
too.
then the Naughty Dog game,
Oh,
Intergalactic,
intergalactic, something,
Heretics,
heretic
something, Prophet,
prophet.
something like that.
Yeah.
That was cool. And I can't wait to find out more about that. I doubt we're going to see anything about that in 2025, but it'd be really cool. Anyway, that was it.
To touch base on that real quick, well, I think Chris is finishing getting ready. I'm not 100% sure. I know I saw his camera flip on for a sec, so I'm gonna assume he's still getting ready. But Outer Worlds 2, loved the trailer for it. I loved the from the studio that brought you Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic
The sequel.
2. And then it's like part 2 for the studio that brought you Fallout 3, part 2, New Vegas. I don't know if that was you that said New Vegas or if it was the actual trailer that said New Vegas, but it made
It
me
was the
laugh.
actual trailer. It was the
Okay, it
actual
made
trailer.
me laugh so hard that they
And
acknowledged that New Vegas is Fallout 3 Part 2.
it is Fallout 3 Part 2, but they acknowledged it, but also, if I'm not mistaken, they also said it was the better of the two. It's like the sequel is always better.
Yeah, they did say that. And then Intergalactic something Profit. That looked amazing. Love the advertisement between Porsche, Adidas, Sony, all that. It was good. Neil Druckmann's working on it, so you know it's gonna be just golden. I love The Last of Us and I've loved Uncharted. So I have nothing but high hopes and expectations for that game. And I honestly hope the less they show, the better it's gonna feel for me, if I'm
Right.
being blatantly honest. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to this week's podcast. We look forward to seeing you next week when we have something a little bit more grounded and put together. If you guys are listening on any of your podcast listening service apps, as well as on YouTube on the Ryunn Eldred channel, you will find links down in the description below. Go ahead and click that. That takes you to all of our social medias where you can get in contact with us. In the comment section of both the podcast and the video, I do look at those. You could go ahead and comment on that stuff you'd like to hear us talk about, weigh in on your opinions, all that other good stuff. We will see you next week. Toodaloo, everybody.
Bye, everybody.